Arnold Schwarzenegger games. I was like really interested in them, and I was a big fan of those movies. How come you never did it at the Superintendent games?
It would have video. It would have probably been like an hour if I extended it. I was thinking about it though. I was going to do the Superintendent ones, but I just had to limit it to some of this website. And yes, those ones are really bad.
And my last question, from the yesterday sign in, would you like to take a picture of me one last time, because mine didn't look that great? The second question goes to James. In the Superman 64 review, I realized that for the intro sequences for the Superman for the Commodore 64 and the N64, you were in the New Jersey set. But when you were shown the Commodore 64, you were in your Pennsylvania set. So were you in the middle of relocating at the time this episode was filmed?
Yeah, you're very observant, yes.
What was the biggest surprise in your field, whether it be a movie, a game, this one's for James. For your Nintendo collection, the games that you don't have, are you like constantly checking eBay to see if they're up for auction, like getting a good price or something?
I used to be pretty active, you know, in the old days, but now I have most of the games that I really need, and people still send stuff. People are really generous. But the only things that really be looking for are things that are rare and they're way too expensive and not worth it anyway. Like the Panache games on NES, like they're really expensive, and you know, I would only get them if we would make like a really good video. You know, as well as having it in your collection, but it's like not, you know, really.
Thank you. Well, I was wondering if you and my friend could get an autograph because people that got cut off. Yes, get it.
Yeah, honestly, we gotta keep it moving, man. We gotta move on and stuff.
So, actually, here's my question. Would it ever be possible to have like a collab vid of Rob and Mike at all?
Oh, like my brother and Mike would take like each other or something?
Yeah.
That'd be kind of cool.
So, a question from the nerd. You had your turn yesterday. Why don't you ever play DOS games?
Okay.
DOS games.
DOS games. Well, I used to. I love DOS games.
Why don't you ever review DOS games?
Oh, well, I need to get a lot of that same, you know, hardware again. Like, I don't still have my old PCs and all that, so I would need to get all that stuff back again. I would need to like buy some old PCs, and actually, then it becomes a little more complicated than just getting a game console. You plug it in, you play it, getting all the right reviews, and making sure that
You could use DOSBox.
DOSBox.
Yeah, it's an emulator for DOS and it's on Mac. I know you have a Mac.
Oh, okay, so it's for Mac, you said? Okay. Cool, thanks for the advice, yeah.
Okay, well, was there any time where you guys were filming where you guys like kind of just like hurt each other, where you guys just like kind of missed a punch, broke a nose, to chip?
I don't think so, man. I think for the most part, we did pretty safe. As safe as a guy playing into boxes can be. And I think the most like your glasses fell off.
The only thing that made it better was like my foot, and like my neck kind of like went the wrong way, like it kind of just, like it wasn't very bad. It was nothing like when Mike and I, you know, we did that out. We did it pretty safe. We didn't really do too many risks. We did a lot of it sped up, you know, but it was funny, like that was the first time we ever met, and it was just like going and just like yeah, like we'll just have this fight. We never met each other. Have a fight like this.
Well, I remember it was weird too because when I got there, you were actually in the middle of filming a nerd episode. You came outside just in the nerd outfit, like, oh my god, is this really all he wears?
Like I think like you had to like wait upstairs while I was still filming. I think you were like talking, you and Rob were talking tonight in the kitchen, and I'm like in the basement just like shouting and stuff because I was filming the I was filming something like way in advance. It wasn't it, right?
I think it was a Batman.
You know, we were filming that too. I was also filming the Atari Jaguar on the CD. Oh man, complicated. But yeah, there's all these different things going on.
Well, I just remember too because we're waiting up there, of course, we're going, you know, fistball, you know, stuff, and Mike at one point just says, he's not really filming. He's just crazy.
It's funny also that we filmed Mike and I filmed the fight with Mike playing the Joker, so it was like Batman against the Joker. We filmed that whole fight. I remember when we did the fight. It was just like, oh man, it was like so exhausting. It was awesome the whole weekend. We went to digital press that same weekend.
Yeah, so we had another fight after that, and then there's like no AC in your basement either.
Yeah,
that was tough.
Yeah.
But it was awesome.
Yeah.
So my question's for both the critic and the nerd. I probably know this for Doug, but what would you say your most quoted joke at cons is?
Or what?
Your most quoted joke at cons.
You don't mind, yeah. Oh, no, sparkle, sparkle, sparkle is right. always say not only did we milk it for all it's worth, but we bought the cow, killed it, and ate that too. But I mean, like every once in a while we'll do like a cameo or something like that. In terms of the nerd versus critic thing, I think it's like only if we think of something. So that's my take. What you?
Pretty much, yeah.
Fair enough. Goodbye.
This is a question for James. A while ago, you started a series called That's Bullshit, and about midway through the series, you started wearing a mask. Where'd you get it, or how'd you make it?
The mask for the bullshit, man, I made it out of a plastic bag and cotton and glue and pieces of paper, spray painted brown. The jaw is the toughest part. The jaw is like attached by like a rubber band, and it keeps falling off all the time, and sometimes it doesn't move properly. You can't even see my mouth. Yeah, that mask is literally bullshit.
He's a method actor.
Hi, just a quick question for the third first one for the main one. Since you'll be at ENC Games later today, the plan is still going. I'm just curious if you're gonna, because it's only a subway station away, I'm curious for your board James personality. Are you stopping by the Snakes and Lattes Board Games Cafe that has like 2,000 games?
Yeah. No, I'm only making it to the sign, which I'm actually heading to right after this.
Okay. Well, my main question is,
yes,
for both of you, but specifically about a nerd video. In one of your videos, which you were talking about, like, remember when you rent a game for the weekend and you get it home and it turns out to be like tired of bullshit and you're just like, you wasted your money and your weekend because you had no reviews, like no internet. So that really brought me back to like my local video game store, rental online. So I was curious for both of you if you have any stories about like where you usually rented games, any like particular memories of those.
Just a story about where I rented games. There's just a video store right down the street. We go there all the time. So yeah, I remember all that really clearly. There isn't really much else interesting, like an interesting story I can think of. But what's interesting is that Doug still rents that video store. So
Just gonna bring it off.
Yeah.
And there was a week when like James came up, Lindsay came up like a few days after, and then Roku came up for stuff we had to shoot for the extra stuff we had to shoot. And every time I had to drop off some movies, and every single one of you guys said, "You still go to a video store?" I'm like, "Yes."
I miss the video
I
store.
like the variety. So I use Netflix and eBay sometimes, but it's like I like the video store. I like looking around.
And he goes, "No, I got to take this video back real quick." And I'm like, "I haven't heard anybody say that. I got to take this video back." You got to rewind it first. Yep.
I got a question for like both of you. I was gonna start with you, James. The one thing I'm wondering is that, and a lot of times when you in some of your videos in like pure rage, you'll throw cartridges around when everything like drops on the ground. Have you ever had an instance where after filming you actually might have wrecked one of them?
You're accidentally wrecked a video game?
Yes.
Yeah, actually, it's funny. I think I said this on one of the panels yesterday. I'll tell it again in case someone hasn't heard. But like, it was one of the Batman episodes where I think I played Batman on Sega CD, and I threw the CD, but I had it playing like I threw it at like a pile of pillows, and it was controlled, where it was going to land. But then the CD went in the air, just took like a 90-degree turn, went like this, and it just shattered and hit the wall. I should have used like just a blank CD, or so you wouldn't even notice. I would have just used a blank one.
Okay, and now for the one for Doug. In the Batman and Robin video review that you did a long time ago, when you point out one point where Batman shows out like a bad credit card, why did that stick out so much to you to go into a sudden fit of rage when you're disgusted that they actually had the balls to do that?
When we first saw, we knew going in that movie was gonna suck, but we were just so damn curious when it first came out. And like that was the moment where it's like we're watching it and we're just like, it's in the plus. It kind of looks nice. It's a nice looking movie, and it's one of those it's so bad it's funny kind of things. But as soon as that came out, I'm just like, okay, and you killed Batman, right?
drunk while filming, or do you strictly film sober for, you know?
That would have been lethal. but you know, no. Yeah, I was definitely. That was like the only time I can remember that I actually played like as the nerd drunk. You know, and, like, he's down this whole bottle of scotch, but you know, it was actually iced tea, by the way, mixed with water and Gatorade, and I actually put it next to some real scotch, so I got the hue perfect. So the hue matched it exactly. And then everybody leaving the comments like, oh, that looks so fake, the color's wrong. And it's like, no, it looked real. But on camera, you know, with the lights and everything, it probably changed the, you know, saturation of the color and everything else.
My question is for both of you. One thing that I've learned is that when it comes to writing comedy and writing good jokes, it can be really, really hard. So, I mean, what I'm curious is, do you still struggle doing it, writing jokes?
Yeah, I think he's better than me, but...
You heard it here!
That's the hardest thing. In fact, when I did the Schwarzenegger Games episode, I was like, man, I forgot how hard this is. I would stare at a blank screen for so long trying to write stuff. And I'm like, how do I make this funny? And you know, a lot of times you just kind of stick to what works, and it's like, okay, just kind of do the same kind of jokes again, you know. But yeah, it's really hard to come up with this stuff.
Yeah, there was a time I remember where I was getting a little too repetitive. I read the exact reviews. It was the Pound Puppies movie, The Metal Penguin, and I remember saying to myself, you know what, I'm gonna try and return to my roots and what I did before, and the same old jokes and blah blah blah. And I realized, wait, no, I'm just doing the same old jokes. You know, and people want new stuff. So I have found I had to actually increase the amount of time it took to write a script, because, you know, when I'm forced to, you know, chip them out real fast, they're just a little too repetitive and a little too obvious. So I actually do, if I can't think of a good joke, I will, like you said, just sit there looking at the blank screen and just wait, you know, and try to think, or go for a walk or something like that. Because, yeah, it does get tougher. It definitely gets tougher.
Sorry about this. First thing I wanted to say is I want to show my appreciation for this Nerd vs. Critic 2, because if it hadn't been for James, actually Mike, who actually introduced me to Doug's work on the site. So I owe sort of an appreciation for, you know, the angry video game nerd, because otherwise I wouldn't have known about that guy with the glasses. So that's something I wanted to show my appreciation for. The only question I can really think of that comes to my mind for Doug is, when the hell are you going to review gummy bears?
When am I going to review gummy bears?
Yeah.
I love gummy bears. They're bouncing here and there and everywhere.
You do positive reviews sometimes. I mean, it's kind of like you know, you can do a Raiders of the Lost story arc, if it had a story arc, but...
That's true. I might be able to do that.
Yeah, maybe you should do something, but I guess it's like, you know, or the other thing you could do is, I don't know if it's even out on DVD, you could compare gummy bears to puzzles, because they were pretty much going on at the same time, and, you know, one of them won, one of them lost, and it was like both of them were kind of like iconic parts of my childhood.
I actually do remember the losses. That was a pretty cool show, too. Yeah, no, that's when Disney was making some really, really cool shows, and yeah, I guess I could do like Raiders of the Story arc or something like that, but I like the show, so it's hard to make fun of, but we'll see. I'll check it out. Do it now! We get a few shots of the two of you with the portal gun. Oh yeah, that we can do.
on the sports narrative. Out of all these sports or sports-related games that you have reviewed, which would be like, which one's absolute terribleness would stand out to you the most?
Oh, sorry, say one more time.
Okay, out of all the games that are like sports-related or at least stars of sports celebrity, which one's the worst one that you have reviewed?
Okay, like a game, like a sports game with a celebrity on it, like, you know.
I consider Shaq to be a candidate.
Is Shaq to a sports game? Yeah.
Kind of sporty, I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, no, I can't think of one right now. Yeah. Yeah, that's bad. All I can do.
Finally, nerd, thank you so much for extending the autograph session.
Sure, yeah.
So when you go down to ANC Games, be sure to check out Greg's ice cream. Awesome stuff. It's like
cool,
just
thank
next
you, yeah.
door, very much near ANC.
Thank you, yeah.
Wow, I sound terrible. That makes me sad now.
Now it's too sad to ask a question.
Okay. I remember you last year had a panel of movies nobody agrees with you on. Would you do the same for like shows nobody agrees with you on?
In most shows that people really hate, I usually hate too. And I guess there's some that like a lot of people like and I don't like. I could probably do that. But in terms of shows that everybody hates and I enjoy, there aren't that many because.
That's gotta be your favorite show.
Oh yeah, of course. Absolute classic. Shut up. I heard somebody doing that. So no, maybe one that a lot of people like and I don't like. That might be a good one. So possibly.
All right. One more thing before I vanish into the ether. Do either of you require a hug?
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear that.
Do we require a hug? I do.
Oh, okay. He hears better.
Hey guys, first of all, I want to say thank you very much for coming to Canada. It's amazing to actually see you guys live.
Sure.
First of all, for James, I gotta say your Monster Madness stuff actually invigorated my love for like old school movies. So thank you very, very much.
Yeah, thanks.
And to the critic, you're actually one of like the funniest people I've actually ever seen, like in movies, television, or what have you. I actually always wondered though if you would ever do a top 11 of the worst movies that you have ever reviewed.
Well, one day I probably will. I can tell you number one right now is Garbage Pail Kids.
And I was just hoping that one day that you could possibly review. I'm a huge wrestling fan myself. I know you've done other movies like with wrestlers in it, but I'd love to see you review Ready to Rumble.
Never seen it, baby.
All right.
I'll get ready to watch it.
This is for both of you. You've both made videos where you talk about your top 20, top 30 favorite movies of all time. Would you change any of the movies on that list? Any additions?
There's one I would. I actually would knock down, I think, Titus, which was number 20. I'd probably replace that with Where the Wild Things Are, because I think it's one of the best films to come out like in the past couple decades.
Yeah, the only thing, a lot of people pointed out to me that, like, knowing that I'm a big Godzilla fan and I'm a big fan of like, Universal horror films, and like a lot of times they were surprised at how few or none were on my list. But that's just because it was so hard to pick, you know, to pick. I did the top 30. It was like really hard to narrow it down to 30. So
Maybe in the top 40.
we need more. We need like a top 100 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have just one quick question for both of you, but before I do, again, like I said, thanks for everyone here. It's an incredible privilege to have both of you here. Thank you so much for coming to Canada.
Absolutely.
My question for both of you, actually, I have a question and a request, if that's all right. My question is, you spend so much time watching your reviews about your childhood movies and games. What would be your all-time favorite childhood toys or action figures?
he push his head like inside, and then he'll like chest out, and then like a devil's face comes up, he puts his tongue out, it's like a lizard tongue.
No, you made that up.
And just before we go, just a quick request for you guys. There's a lady in the crowd right over there. She's 32 tomorrow. She's my spouse. If you guys can both say happy birthday to her, that would be really great.
It's her birthday, is it?
32nd birthday is tomorrow.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
Nice to finally see you. Hello. I'll address you later. Maybe. Depends how bad you are. All right, 2 quick questions. One for both of you and one for Doug. So I'm going to start with one for Doug. I love your movie reviews. Whenever I go out and see a blockbuster, I come home and I immediately sit down to watch your review on the same movie. And like I have so many favorites of your, I can't really pick one. And when you started doing the reviews of what you thought instead of the bum reviews, it just made it even better. I was wondering if you're ever going to go back and review movies that came out in the past 3 years that you didn't get a chance to do a bum review for.
Maybe. I never really get around to do Brave because I was on my honeymoon. So I might be one, like the next time we do like a DVD or something, I might do that. But it's more of like just a popular demand, or there's one I missed. Usually we'll get it out on a DVD.
Also for the both of you, making your own persona on the internet requires a lot of commitment. I was wondering what kind of tips you can give for scheduling when you have to have a job or, finding people, like what kind of tips you can give to, help make a schedule, like, work?
That's tough. It's tough if you have a job, another job. I mean, I'm not the person that's we do this full time. I mean, if really someone like, some of the other people on the site or something might be able to answer that. But for me, I do it full time, so it's like when I get a job, I got a video out like a month, so I'm not the person that I'm talking to. Well, when you were doing the editing job, you had to complain about that.
Yeah, I mean, I had some jobs in the early days of the Nerd. Yeah, it was. I mean, yeah, that's what it was. It was just like working like double time all the time, and yeah, it was really, really hard. I mean, there's not really much I can think about advice. It's just kind of like, yeah, it's just really tough. So either you just can't do it as often, or you do what you can. I guess you're only human. You can only do what you can.
Yeah, I will say this. Going in, be aware what you want to sacrifice, because like for what I do, I love it, but it's very time consuming, so I don't get to go out that much. Like I don't have a huge social life or anything like that. But that's something that's like, I love what I'm doing, and I love doing this, so I'm okay with that. If it starts to cut into other stuff that's important to me, I'm like, no, I have to stop here. So that's important to know, like, if it's like, this is really cutting into my work, and I need my work, my job, it's like, just nowhere to draw the line.
All right, thank you so much.
Well, I actually have 4 questions.
Someone else can, come on.
I was wondering if, like, for both of you, like, Doug, what did you do before, like, all these conferences and stuff? Like,
I sat in my room and cried. No, I was an illustrator, freelance illustrator.
As a job, you mean?
Yeah.
I used to edit corporate videos, and I've edited wedding videos. I've shot live events and stuff. A lot of editing jobs. So yeah.
For a time, we'll do one more question.
Okay. This one was was something that my brother wanted to ask. It's about James. Like, you have cats, right?
Yeah, I have cats. Yeah.
Well, I believe that like they should be featured in more of your videos. And, like, I barely know their names, man. Like, hi, that was my twin brother. But, sir, how did you both of you, what gave you the idea of like starting like a versus duo thing? Yeah, like what gave you the idea of like having like this concept of the nostalgia cricket and the video game nerd being like enemies and stuff?
I think it. No, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say it's kind of like Andy Kaufman and Jerry Lawler.
Yeah, I think we both really liked that sort of thing. And I think when I was coming out doing my reviews, I think when I did the Ninja Turtles one, people were saying, "Oh, that's like James Rolfe's Ninja Turtle review and stuff like that." And I guess I just sort of thought, wouldn't it be funny if I made a video and it got out of hand and it led to this fight and stuff? And it's like, I know that'll never happen, but let's try it. Let's just see where it goes. And it just sort of went from there. I mean, you just sort of take a chance, and the worst that can happen is the person can say no. So yeah, and it just sort of went back and forth between that, and he thought it was a cool joke, and I think he always wanted to do something like that, like he said, the Indie Coffin thing, and we just sort of went from there.
It was a lot of encouragement, I have to say. It was like it was nice when we did like the first like kind of videos back and forth. It was like finally it was like something I had to like squeeze in. Like I remember I was shooting the I think it was the Superman video or something, and I like filmed it at the same time I did that. I was like, okay, let me do this full response video, and I did it, and people loved it. It was like, yeah, this is great, this is a good idea. And then we started like talking about it more, and then it just evolved from there.
And I think part of it too is that I don't know, at that point the internet was still kind of young. I don't know if anybody did that. Video personalities were just starting to come up, and the idea that two would actually, across states and stuff would actually challenge each other to a fight and make a big deal. I don't think anyone did that yet, so I think that was pretty cool to start something nobody tried yet.
Again, I have two questions, one for each of you. Doug, I found a YouTube upload of an old video you did back when you were on YouTube called the Nostalgia Critic Tag. Do you still have the video file of it somewhere?
The video file of what?
You being tagged. You have to tell 5 things about yourself.
Me being tagged? Oh God, no, that's gone. That's when again I'm figuring out like what YouTube tagging is and stuff. And I was like, oh, this might be fun. Like I'm one of the few that got tagged. It's like when everybody got tagged.
And the second question goes to James. I actually gave you the original copy of Volume 2, which features the Ghostbusters logo. What happened to it?
Oh, mine too. Oh, we just decided, okay, let's not have the Ghostbusters logo on it. Basically, it was just, that was basically it. Just, not exactly the smart.
There's just one final question. I know it's going to be quick. Where's good old Mike?
Oh, where's Mike? Yeah, well, he's working on. Yeah, so he's holding work that maybe one time we'll get him here at some point. We'll see, But yeah, I'm sure he wishes he could be here. So yeah.
I just want a quick question here. What is the best video game movies that you ever seen in your whole life, I guess?
Like a video game based off a movie, yeah. And like what's the best one? Actually, I have a cutoff in like the late '90s where because I don't really know. I haven't played a lot of the newer games that all movie games are based off now and everything. So like the ones I remember when like Super Mario Brothers came out, and that was when nobody knew how to make a video game movie, and they didn't really take the source material seriously at all. And the first one that came along that I remember seeing in the theater and enjoying it was Mortal Kombat.
See a good video game. Unless Tron counts, that might count.
Does Tron count?
No, apparently not.
But if it did count,
that'd be it. Another Team Jacob.
by any chance be doing any video game reviews on the Amiga home computer?
Doing video game reviews on the home computer?
The Amiga in general.
Oh, the
Amiga, A-M-I-G-A. It's like
oh, okay. I have an Amiga. I haven't found anything on it yet that is that reviewable. But maybe one day I'd love to. Yeah, I'd love to do more stuff that is lesser known. You know.
Hello, I've got two questions. One for Dog Walker and one for both of you. Dog Walker, my first question is, who made Suburban Night and Cacassia theme song?
Suburban Nights and which one?
Cacassia.
Oh, Cacassia. In terms of the musical theme or the song?
The theme.
The theme, that's Sketch. He does a lot of our music, and he's also doing it for Holy Flea as well.
And my second question is, did you two watch the trailer of the movie that Disney are going to make called Wreck-It Ralph?
Wreck-It Ralph? Have you seen the trailer?
I did, yeah.
Didn't that look awesome?
Yeah, it looks pretty good.
Yeah, that looks
What do you think about
Excuse me, what?
What do you think about it?
awesome.
Sweet. That's it. I just have three quick questions. Doug, what's up with you and Tommy Wiseau?
What's up with me and Tommy Wiseau?
Yeah, like, are you guys, you know, you guys,
Yeah, I mean, he saw the reviews and, you know, oh, hi, I sue you. We just sort of, you know, so we took the video down for a bit, took it to a lawyer, said, can he get us? He's like, not really. We put it back up, never heard from him again. That's it.
and, what got you into collecting, you know, retro games, like, you know, what made you?
What made you want to do with it?
Okay, it's pretty deep. I don't know, I mean, I just love entertaining. I mean, that's the simple answer, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I just like, I wasted a lot of time playing a lot of these games as a child, so I wanted to make up some of that time and actually put it to something useful, so why not?
And one last question, have you guys ever considered contacts? I mean, I think it could be very attractive, but...
God, you know, I'll tell you something funny, because I tried doing contacts once, my eyes are really sensitive and they really hurt, and I really, for the longest time, hated that I wore glasses, so that's one of the reasons I picked the name That Guy in the Glasses, just so I could be like, okay, it's the identity now, it's the persona, so I can be more comfortable.
Sparkle.
Yeah, sparkle.
Hi, I have two quick questions for James. First is your Nintendo World Championships video. Who actually got the gold cartridge?
I heard rock and roll after Nintendo World Championship. Sorry, I actually can't hear really good.
Okay, I'm sorry. In your Nintendo World Championships video, who got the gold cartridge?
Okay. Well, both of those are packed, because he's insane. But he eventually got the gold cartridge after some time. You know, he also wanted to put it to use, make some kind of video, and I was like, well, that'd be cool. I mean, I never had a chance to even see one in person, so I might as well make a video about it. And yeah, there it is. So he's really the true NES collector to have gone through that effort.
Okay, and from what I've seen from the ET for the Atari 2600, it's complete skunk turds and dog shit. So, how bad is it for you?
How bad was the Atari?
ET for the Atari.
In time it'll be answered, I think, but it goes a lot deeper than what it mostly is. It definitely has a reputation, worst game of all time, but that's, you know, a lot of times it's because we need something to call that. You know, Plan 9 from Outer Space is called the worst movie of all time, but, you know, often, but you know, it's not.
He
my sentiments toward the Sonic games. I haven't played many. The most recent one I played was Sonic Rush on DS. I thought it was pretty good. But no, I mean, I don't really see it being any good material for a nerd episode. Sonic Heroes.
It's almost like there's a lot of bad Sonic games or something.
I've heard.
For two things. One for James and for both of you. There's a friend of mine and I also want to say hi to you, James, who couldn't be here.
Okay.
And for both of you, because I remember that you were both Ninja Turtles fans. I wonder if you heard about this one video where they had a death battle where each of the 4 turtles battled to see who was the best of the 4.
No, I haven't seen that.
But as well, too, there's actually one video for you, Doug, I thought you'd be very interested in. Zelda versus Peach.
And Zelda will win that.
Peach won.
Peach won?
Peach won.
Oh, that cheating
Go to Screw Attack. They have the video. I did not make it up. I thought Zelda would win too.
Well, you know that frying pan is dangerous.
Actually, yeah, it was her foot.
Cheating Lord.
Warren.
This question's for James. If Shredder's your ass and Splinter's your balls, where does that leave Rat King?
Where'd that come from?
Isn't that from Ninja Turtles?
Yeah, it is, yeah. What was the question?
No, I'm saying if Shredder's your ass and Splinter's your balls, where does that leave Rat King?
What up, Bo? That gets a Tommy what's so laugh. What a funny story.
This is a question for both of you. Just looking back at all your videos, what would you say is your favorite out of all that you've made?
What favorite videos have you done?
Yeah.
For me, that'd be the Moulin Rouge review.
Just like a nerd episode? What should I listen to?
I guess the nerd videos.
Okay. I think the second Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde episode, the revisited one.
This is a question for both of you guys. I'm just curious, kind of for the sake of all of this, when you guys are approached in public, do you find it like annoying, or do you prefer to be called by nostalgia critic, Nerd, or James and
I like to be called James. It just makes me feel more popular. I mean, you know,
Yeah, it's usually James. That's fine. Doesn't matter to me a lot.
God is nice. Your Highness. And so on.
well, good luck with the movie, and keep doing what you're doing.
Thanks a lot.
All right, before I continue my questions, I want to say thanks to you guys for making some of the awesomest videos on the internet. Because if it wasn't for you, I personally felt I wouldn't be as good of a critic myself as I'd like to imagine to be. So if it weren't for you, I'd be total shit. So anyways, my question for you, critic, have you ever seen a movie called Freddy Got Fingered? Not a bad movie. It's the movie titled Don't. No, and what did I do? Thank you. And I can't watch it myself without knowing what the hell's going on. And anyways, for you, what's bad enough?
Well, that would be great material. That movie is ridiculous.
Lindsay and Kyle did it. It was pretty decent.
And for you, James, has a game company ever come up to you and asked you to provide your voice for a character ever? Or do you wish that would happen?
No, it's never happened yet. Yeah, I'd probably do it if I liked the script and everything, yeah.
So I'm someone better come up to you because I want to hear your voice. I want to hear you in a game say, ah!
Hello. My two questions are for Doug, and the first question is, in your line of work, you usually get a lot of controversy. It's like, what's your approach to dealing with, when you're making a video, you probably know that you're going to get some controversy. What's your approach to that?
Treat it like you're talking to people and not just things. And I know it sounds weird, but I mean, it's like anytime somebody gets angry at something, I don't say, oh, that's just a jerk, or that's just a blah, blah, blah. Everybody comes from something. Everybody has a story. Everybody has a life. Everybody has situations that made them what they are. And I mean, that doesn't always mean cave in and please everybody, but at the same time, it's like always be aware of that. I mean, go into something like you're not looking to start anything. You're looking to, discuss and fix a problem. You're not looking to be right. You're looking to fix something.
All right. And my second question is, I asked you this question earlier, but now that we have a large audience, what do you think of My Little Pony: Friendship is Magic?
Okay, no, I got a funny story about this. The last night we went out to dinner, and James comes up to me and just says, hey, what's a brony? And I was just like, you really don't know? He's like, I got asked that today. I had no idea what the hell it was. So I had to tell him about it, and that's one of those questions we get asked like a million times. I got no opinion. I saw an episode of it when I was doing it, asked that guy, I had to do a little research, and it's cute. Nothing bad. I did get into it, but I mean, it's people like it. Just stop shoving it in my face.
All right, you're all love and tolerate. Peace out.
Right. Thanks.
Hey guys, being a Godzilla fan, it meant a lot to me to see both of your opinions on exactly how bad the 98 American movie was.
That was my favorite review of his. Godzilla.
That made me fall out. But what I wanted to ask you guys is, what is your opinion about the fact that they are making another Americanized Godzilla movie?
Did anybody go to Comic-Con? Anybody see the teaser for it? Yeah? Did it look awesome? I was like looking all over the internet for it. I'm sure like everybody, and I can't find it. I can't wait to get a peek at that. So yeah, I'm really excited because it's about time they bring the King of the Monsters back.
Hi. My question is, I know that sometimes things change over time, and I guess it's more of a main question. What is your biggest, for both of you, what is your biggest goal in life? Or have you already met it? I mean, look at where you are now.
I'm going to get deep into philosophy, right?
obscure horror flicks or something. There's a movie that doesn't get any attention. It's a William Castle movie, The Night Walker, and it's really creepy, and it's about dreams, and it's never been released on DVD, and yeah, I don't know, but it isn't amazing, but it's definitely worth checking out. So yeah, I'd say it's underrated.
So this question is for James. It's also going to be a question about T. How many ET cards have you signed in total? Like, just a guess.
Oh, a lot. I've signed a lot of ET cards. Not as many as Simon's Quest. I think that's probably the most, one I probably get the most often. Yeah.
Right? Just pass the person right now.
Yeah, I'm back. I have two quick questions for James. What happened to Kyle? Like, I know he's dead, but where is he?
Oh, he's around. And you know what? That's one of the things we were talking about earlier is how when, with these videos, like when you're so busy working on videos all the time, and you don't have much time for, your personal life. I still talk to Kyle, but I just haven't seen him like face to face in a long time. We're planning on meeting up soon, but every time we try to meet up, we both get really busy and our schedules are just hectic. But then I made the joke, actually since the Dark Castle episode, we show him in skeleton form in the background, so it's like okay, he's dead. That explains it. And but it doesn't mean we will never bring him back. But it means for now he's dead. So yeah.
And the second question, are you ever going to do an Apple Pippin game?
No, I don't have it.
Are you ever going to?
I'd probably do like DOS games first or something else, but yeah, I think I'm definitely interested in all that old hardware.
Thanks. Love you guys.
Okay.
Yeah, last question again. Well, first for James, congratulations on the movie.
Thank you.
Actually, my question was about the movie. You kind of touched on the past, like how the nerd, spends all his time in that basement, doesn't really know what's going on outside. Does that involve the movie in any way?
Well,
Like he comes outside a lot of time.
Yeah, well, no, he has a life outside the basement, which you'll see a little up in the movie. So, yeah, it takes the character outside of the world that you know.
And my second question was, the two of you, has anyone ever contacted you after one of your videos, like the gaffer of the movie that you destroyed, or, this guy did the programming for the game, and they're like, hey.
No, has anyone ever like contacted us like, hey, I like this or something like that?
Like I was there, I worked on this, and I take this personally, or I totally agree with you. Anything?
And actually, one I sort of felt bad about is that the creator of Doug, the TV show's daughter, got in contact with me. I was just like, hi. And she sounded very nice, just know my dad worked very hard on it, and he is aware that a lot of people named Doug were tortured by that show. And I just said, oh, that's wonderful, that's great. Don't think a person was a character, blah, blah, blah. And hopefully she took it okay. I never heard back. How about you?
It's happened so many times.
What?
It's happened so many times.
Well, there's been, most of them are really, really awesome, like the creator of Ninja Baseball